Welcome everybody. So today we're going to be diving into some of the most popular Spiral Abyss teams in Genshin Impact. Whether you're looking to kill through some enemies or freeze them in place, I've got you covered. We're going to break down some of their kits, their best weapons, artifacts, team synergizations, and I'll be showcasing each team on a Spiral Abyss floor. So let's hop in. So first we're going to start off with a Raiden Vaporize team. This is going to be like a high octane team that really thrives on coordinated burst damage. Raiden Shogun is going to power up your party's energy recharge and essentially enable everybody to deal heavy electro damage, while Jingshou or Yelan applies hydro. So first up, we have a Raiden Vaporize team. So this is going to be, Raiden, Xiangling, Bennett, and Jingshou or Yelan. So this is going to be kind of a team that guns after heavy coordinated burst damage, a lot of elemental reactions, and it's going to be very nice because Raiden Shogun and Yelan are going to help generate some energy recharge that's going to help deal, more coordinated damage throughout the team. Jingshou or Yelan is going to apply your hydro. Xiangling going to get you down with that pyro application, and Bennett is going to be serving as a damage buffer and a healer. So with Raiden Shogun's elemental burst here, we're going to be able to really focus on having her on field a majority of the time. She's going to offer, a lot of damage and synchronizing those elemental reactions. Her best weapon, in slot is the Engulfing Lightning, but the Catch is a great free-to-play 4-star option for her. And we were going to be running her on Emblem of the Severed Fate. It's typically her best artifact set here, and we really want to prioritize energy recharge and burst damage. With Jingshou and Yelan, you can run pretty much the same artifact set on them, whether it be Emblem of the Severed Fate or Noblesse Oblige. Yelan's best in slot is going to be the Aqua Simulacra, but another good option for her would be any type of bow that prioritizes damage but also helps increase HP. So that's going to be kind of a nice place to be at. With Jingshou, his best in slot is going to be the Favonius Sword for, even non-free-to-play options. It's still going to be one of his best weapons. And you're also going to want to run him on Emblem of the Severed Fate or Noblesse Oblige. Now, Xiangling in this team comp is really going to be focused on getting her burst uptime as fast as possible. She is the Pyro DPS. She's going to get a lot of energy from Raiden, and she's going to be able to dish out Vaporize like crazy. Also, her best in slot is going to be the Engulfing Lightning or the Catch, and you can also run Favonius Lance on her if you still want to go after some energy recharge. And Emblem of the Severed Fate or Crimson Witch is going to be a really good option for her. Crimson Witch helps boost Vaporize damage, and Emblem of the Severed Fate just helps get her burst up more. I'm going to be running her on Emblem. I have a pretty low investment Xiangling. She just really helps out with that application. And Bennett, his best in slot is typically going to be the Skyward Sword for energy recharge or the Aquila Favonia for the high base attack. But good free-to-play options for him is the Prototype Rancor, which is a high base attack, free-to-play craftable weapon. It doesn't matter about the physical damage bonus, normal attack, charge attack, whatever. You just really want to come after base attack because that's what helps boost his overall damage scaling on his ultimate here. You're going to want to throw this down as much as possible to really boost the whole team's damage. So we're going to showcase a couple Abyss floors, or maybe an Abyss floor with this team, and just show you how it goes. All right, we're on floor 12, chamber 1 here with our Raiden Shogun Vaporize team, and let's hop right into it. For the next team here, we're going to be, looking at a Xiangling vaporized team where we're going to focus on having a majority of the damage come out of Xiangling and Farina with a couple of auto attacks thrown in as well. So this team is going to be really highlighting the dual hydro synergy that comes with Soothing Water, which decreases Pyro Affliction and also increases max HP to scale Yelan and Farina, or Farina and Jingcho. And Fervent Flames is going to also increase the overall team's attack by 40 or 25%. So in this team, Farina is going to be our Hydro Applicator. She's going to dish out a lot of damage. Her ultimate, in combination with Bennett's ultimate, is going to help provide damage scaling through her Fanfare stacks. Yelan is going to be our Hydro Applicator here, and Xiangling is going to be mostly our main DPS on-field character here. Now, Yelan is going to follow that same, path that we described before, and you could also substitute Jingcho in here for as well. Bennett is going to follow the same principles, and so is Xiangling. Now, with Farina, you can mostly take her with a weapon that helps her provide energy recharge or a weapon that helps provide HP. Base attack is important, but it's not as important as HP or energy recharge scaling. I like to take the Golden Troop set on her to help boost her elemental skill damage, as this is what's going to be dealing and dishing out a majority of the damage for Farina. I currently have her Constellation 0, same with the rest of the characters in here, other than Xiangling, and you really want to prioritize her elemental skill. So let's hop into an Abyss team and show this off. Alright, we're back on floor 1 with floor 12, chamber 1, with our Xiangling Vaporize team. Let's get into it. The next team here is going to be a Ganyu Freeze team. We're going to make sure that we keep Farina on the same set, and Ganyu is going to be our on-field main DPS. She's going to provide a lot of damage scaling with her ultimate. A wonderful thing about this team is, since we have Rosaria as well, we get the Shattering Ice effect, which helps increase our crit rate overall with any opponents that are frozen or affected by cryo. This will boost everybody in the party's, crit rate, so that's perfect. And we're running Rosaria for additional cryo application and that synergy. She's going to be wonderful for just that added damage scaling. Farina is going to act as a sub-DPS and healer in this scenario because she's going to help out with her second elemental skill. And Kazuha is going to act as a damage buffer. I'm currently running him on the Iron Sting, which is a free-to-play weapon. And he is Constellation 0 with 7, 8, 6 talents. You do not need to level up his normal attack at all. I'm just crazy. Really just focus on getting his elemental skill and elemental burst leveled up. Now, with Rosaria, we're going to want to keep her on something that's either crit rate scaling to help boost her overall team crit rate buff, or we're going to want to keep her on something with a fair amount of energy recharge or elemental mastery. I'm currently running her on the Wavebreaker's Fin, this is a kind of a niche option. I really like to utilize elemental burst damage with Rosaria, so that's why I have kind of gone this route. But her best in slot is the Engulfing Lightning, but please feel free to choose either the Dragon Spine Spear for her or the Favonius Lance, depending if you want to on-field her more or not. I would highly recommend the Favonius Lance. Next, her artifacts, we're going to focus on mostly cryo damage, but I do have her running on a 2-piece Noblesse and a 2-piece Blizzard Strayer. The Noblesse is going to help out, just boost her burst damage, and the cryo damage bonus is always very nice. You know, keeping her around attack, around energy recharge, and around cryo damage is a perfect way to go here. Now, Ganyu, I have her built with Tartaglia's signature weapon, but there are a lot of great options for her, like the Amos bow. You can run her with Linnea's First Great Magic. Stringless is a great option to help increase her burst damage. And another option, if you were able to get it, was the Windbloom Ode. This is more of a free-to-play option that helps boost her overall attack based off of her elemental skill. That is comparable to the Stringless. Another great option for her, if you can get it, is the Blackcliff Warbow. This is available in the shop in certain months. This is great for boosting her overall crit damage. Now, for free-to-play options, you know, typically the Prototype Crescent is going to be a good choice because this helps boost charge attack damage overall. At Refinement rank 5, this is a great option to go for, and I would highly recommend it for anybody who's trying to on-field Ganyu. Now, with Farina, we're going to be keeping her the same. So let's hop right into an Abyss team, and let's see how this goes. All right, and here we are on Floor 12, Chamber 1 in the second half with our Ganyu Freeze team. Next, we're going to be looking at a Kinich Burning team here. This is great for Dendro application and also Pyro application. So, looking into things, we have that 2-character Pyro synergy, which helps boost overall attack by 25%. And Kinich is going to be your on-field DPS. Looking at Xiangling here, he's going to be our shielder, and he's just going to help allow Kinich to stay on the field without getting interrupted during his elemental skill. Xiangling is mostly going to be based around using his elemental skill here, which scales off of HP percent. I like to run him with the Tenacity of the Millilith set, which uses HP percent scaling throughout the set, and it also includes HP scaling on his Sands, his Goblet, and his Circlet. I currently have him Constellation 0 with not too much talent investment. He's just a great low-effort option. Alternatively, you could run Toma in this team comp, or you could run another free-to-play shield her. As well as Zhongli, we're going to be keeping Xiangling and Bennett on the same kit as we had before. And with Kinich, we're going to be taking him with the signature weapon here, the Fang of the Mountain King, but a really good free-to-play option for him is the Earthshaker. This allows him to boost pyro damage bonus, and it increases his elemental skill damage, which is wonderful for Kinich. Now, in this setup, we're going to be taking him with the brand new Obsidian Codex set. This just helps boost his elemental skill damage and overall crit rate. Constellations, forewarning, I do have him C3, and I do have his talents with pretty high investment in his elemental skill. So let's hop right in here. I'll give a little showcase, and we'll see how it goes. All right, here we are on floor 12, chamber 2, or chamber 1, second half, and we're going to be trying out our Kinich Burning team. Lastly, we're going to be taking a look at a Mono Geo team here. Now, this isn't necessarily the most free-to-play friendly version of this team, but there are a lot of great options that you can do to kind of sub out characters here. Starting with Chiori and Xiangling, you can run Noelle for Xiangling, to kind of replace that shield, also giving you a little bit of healing. With Chiori, you would want to run her instead maybe with Ning Wang here, who's another great option, just kind of extra, I guess you could say geo application and elemental skill damage to help generate particles for Itto. And instead of Xiangling here, you could run Gorou, which helps boost Itto's on-field damage, or Kachina, who operates as another sub-DPS, which is a great option as well. Yunjin is also another wonderful option to boost Itto's on-field damage through her elemental burst and skill. And this team mostly revolves around Itto, as he's been one of the most, I guess, signature, Geo DPSs that's ever came out so far, with, I guess you could say Ning Wang being a very, very close second, so you could base this team around her as well. Now, in this team, we're going to be keeping Xiangling exactly the same. With Chiori, she's going to be our kind of like our sub-on, sub-off field sub-DPS. I do run her with, not the flute, with the Rakumi Sugiri here, which boosts her overall crit damage and elemental skill damage and geo damage. I do have her 688 for talents, and I am running her on the Husk of Opulent Dream set. This is great because it allows her to boost her overall defense percent, and it also allows her to boost her geo attack damage, essentially by how long she's on the field or how long she's off the field for. Now, with Xiangling, we really want to be running her on her new signature set, which is the Scroll of the Hero of Cinder City. This allows all elemental damage type bonus to be boosted after characters trigger elemental reactions, as well as allowing them to boost their damage even further when they're in their Night Soul Blessing state. So essentially when Xiangling is in her skill. With Xiangling, I am taking her on her signature, but a really good free-to-play option for her is the Flute of Espitzel. This has overall defense percent scaling, and it also increases elemental skill, or it increases defense when you utilize your elemental skill. In this case, it's her Night Soul Blessing state. Now, for talents, I do have her 686. This is a pretty, I guess, intermediate investment Xiangling, so you shouldn't see anything too crazy from her. I'm just really utilizing her elemental resistance shred here. So let's hop right in. Alright, we're on floor 12, chamber 1, the second half, and we're going to be trying out our Mono Geo team here. There you have it, guys. So these are some of the most popular team comps in Genshin and, most useful in the Spiral Abyss currently, each with different playstyles and elemental synergies. So please let me know in the comments, if you guys have a favorite team, and let me know what you guys are currently using. Now, have a wonderful day.